How often have you had issues with your lower back and you just said, well, I'll just take some aspirin or I'll take some ibuprofen, and you don't get rid of it? It just covers the pain for a little while. Well, it might be time to give Dr. Stone here a call here to Spencer Chiropractic in Gulfport. How are you? It's good to see you.
Fantastic, likewise.
And I'm sure you hear a lot of people that do that. I mean, they have lower back pain, their back hurts, either they're standing or they're sitting all day. I'll pop a few ibuprofen, I'll be fine. It really doesn't take care of the problem, does it?
No, not at all. So a lot of times ibuprofen might take the edge off, but as soon as that ibuprofen wears off, well, you're right back where you started, sometimes even worse, unfortunately. So, and there's so many different ways that the lower back can become injured. It's estimated that about 80% of adults experience lower back pain at some point in their lives, although to be honest, I haven't met one adult yet that hasn't experienced that. So,
It's part of getting older.
absolutely. And it's actually, I believe, the leading cause of missed days from work. And who wants to miss
Really?
work when you're trying to support your family?
That's true.
So, unfortunately, I mean, it's one of those things that is bound to happen at one time or another, regardless of age, regardless of body size or shape that somebody's in. So, all in all, what we want to do, take care of that lower back problem, whether it's from working, whether it's construction work, nurses, teachers, what have you. Whatever it's from, we should be able to take care of it and look at it here.
Okay, well, and you were covering all those different things like, I mean, sitting at a desk, casino workers on their feet all day long. I mean, you're going to go home and your back's going to be hurting you. That's probably, between your feet and your back. And we've covered both of those.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so now when somebody comes in here with some back issues, how do you evaluate them?
So we do a few things. One of the first things we do is obviously take a very detailed history, hear about what caused it, what kind of symptoms they're experiencing, whether it's an achy pain, a sharp pain, hear about whether it's radiating down the leg, or if it's just kind of there during certain positions or activities. Once we do that, we move into the examination phase. So we go through a range of motion, have them bend forward, backward, twist side to side, tilt one way, tilt the other, and we see where that's lacking a little bit. So if we look at the spine here,
Okay.
we need to keep in mind that there's two major functions of the spine. So we know that we are able to bend forward, extend backward, rotate one way, rotate the other. But that does put us at risk for the other function of the spine as well, which is taking care of that spinal cord. That spinal cord is essentially a direct extension right off the brain, going all the way down the spine and branching out into all these little spinal nerves which travel all over the body.
Right.
Now, because of that range of motion, sometimes we can get a little bit of a misalignment in that spine there, and when that happens, the inevitable occurs, and we start putting pressure on the
Pinches
nerve
it.
coming out from in between there. So not only is it going to cause some pain right there, but anywhere that that nerve goes, it'll have some negative side effects as well. And that can include things like numbness, tingling, aching, burning, even just some of those muscles tightening up out of seemingly nowhere. So what we want to do, find out where that misalignment is taking place through the x-ray, through the exam, go ahead, adjust it, and make sure that we're able to move every which way and take the pressure off of that nerve in the long run.
Wow.
So,
Those, and those, you got a lot of those running up and down your backbone.
Oh, absolutely.
But I guess the more important ones are going to be, as you mentioned, in the lower part of the back.
yes. Well, they're all important, absolutely. However, I mean, people do have a lot of pain running down their legs, running on into the feet, and they just can't explain it. I mean, it may only be when they bend forward or rotate to one side or the other. But when that happens, we do want to make sure that we are able to get that motion back and free up that nerve. So in the lower back especially, we are looking at nerves that are traveling either right on over into the side, into the buttock, or all the way on down towards the knee there. If we look a little bit further, we're going to be looking at nerves that travel down the back of the calf and right on into the foot as well. So there's a couple different names for it. Sciatica.
I was going to say, you hear people complain all the time, oh, my sciatica is killing me.
Right.
And that's where it's connected up there to the backbone.
Right.
Ah.
So there's a lot going on. You have sciatica. There's something called piriformis syndrome, which is essentially a tightening of the muscles right in the glutes there. And when we see that, well, we sort of start to have that pain going right on down to the knee. So there's a lot of different causes, whether it be tight muscles or a misalignment in the spine there. We should be able to take care of it here in our office.
Do you see a lot of people that work out, bodybuilders and all that have these issues?
Oh, totally. Well, when you're doing things like squatting or
Squats,
deadlifts,
yeah.
You're putting your spine at risk, whether it's fantastic form or not so much. So we do want to make sure that the form in the spine allows you to function the way that you're supposed to. The only way to do that is make sure it's nice and stable by getting that spine aligned.
That's why it's important for those who do work out and everything. And I know I'm preaching to the choir, but you have to use proper form whenever you do those, because you could end up, really hurting yourself.
Right.
And that's what the professional trainers do for you. They help you make that form correct. But as you showed, I mean, there's so many different things that are connected right there in that backbone that goes to the entire body.
Absolutely. And it's not just the things that we can feel. We need to keep in mind that the body doesn't necessarily run on Wi-Fi, if you will. Everything's connected to the brain, and it needs the old landline that you and I both
Yeah, I remember those days.
So
I don't know. I can go back to when there was party lines. I don't know if you remember that, but
that might be a little before my time.
yeah, I think so.
But essentially, we need to keep in mind that those organs as well need to run off the signals from the brain also. So it's not just, as you can see, this part of the body that's lighting up, but we look at things like the bladder, the reproductive organs as well. And those are things that aren't necessarily going to cause a lot of pain, but they will show up with symptoms in other forms.
Yeah.
Maybe somebody's having trouble going to the bathroom, or they think they have to go every 5 minutes, and they get to the bathroom and nothing's happening. Right. So that may be due to a little bit of static on that landline, so to speak. If that communication between the brain and the organ isn't functioning the way that it's supposed to, then we're going to have a few problems there.
Wow. And a lot of people don't realize that they're having issues in these areas, as you said, that could be connected to the nerve system that's going through your back, out adjustment. Wow, that's something else.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's really something. And the only way to make sure that the body functions at its optimal potential is to make sure that those nerves are functioning properly and that there's no pressure on those very sensitive nerves.
And that's why that if you are having some issues with your lower back and some pains shooting down different parts of your body or wherever, it's good to come in, set up an appointment, and come in and get evaluated and find out.
Yes, sir. I mean, it's better late than never, but never late is better. So come on in, and we love to take care of people. See if we can help them. If we can, fantastic. If not, we'll direct them in the right direction.
Awesome. Dr. Stone, always a pleasure. Good to see you again. Again, if you'd like some information about that, if you're having some issues, lower back or anything with your body that you're not really sure of, hey, they could probably help you out here or point you, as he said, in the right direction here at Spencer Chiropractic. They're located on Pass Road in Gulfport, right off of Pass Road, across Pass Road Elementary.